Judge, let me thank you for your leadership, and Judge K.P. George out of Fort Bend, thank you for your leadership, and for everyone for being here today. Also, in addition to Dr. Persse, Chief Bunick from the Office of Emergency Management for the City of Houston is also present, so I want to acknowledge his presence. Let me just say very briefly, what we do know is that we live in a very mobile society, and that people move around from Houston, Harris County, Fort Bend, Montgomery County, a very mobile society. And Judge, under your leadership, we also recognize that we need a set of recommendations that cover our entire region. And so that we're pretty much all operating off of this, from the same hymnal book, if you allow me to say that. And that's what we are attempting to do today with these recommendations. We also recognize that one of the primary objectives is to contain and mitigate the coronavirus. We recognize that there will be more cases, but the goal is to contain and mitigate so that our whole healthcare delivery system is not overwhelmed. Where things are right now, they can handle the capacity. But it is important for us to get out and to do everything, take the initiatives that we think are reasonable and practical and that will be impactful to contain and mitigate. And that's what we all are attempting to do. I indicated on yesterday, for example, the things that the City of Houston is putting in place through the end of March. Any events, for example, that are city-produced, sponsored, permitted, those events are being rescheduled or canceled through March. And Judge Hidalgo has laid out other recommendations in terms of gatherings or events of more than 250 that will also go to the time period through the end of March. And we think those things are important in terms of containing and mitigating what we are facing. And so if we do those things collaboratively, if we work together, then I think we can, along with our healthcare delivery system, then it will give them the ample time to put in place the testing mechanisms so that more people can be screened and we can have a better sense of what's taking place in our respective communities. And all of the things that we are doing in concert with the medical community, because everyone is recognizing that we're needing to test more, and that's the overall goal. Now let me just say, as we put in place the either canceling or rescheduling events through the end of March, the city is still moving forward. I saw something on social media that said the city was going to be shut down. Totally not true. In fact, I had several messengers saying that. That's not true. So let me say to people, be very careful of what you're getting on social media, because it only adds to the confusion. With the exception of the things that we have put forth, the city is moving forward. We're continuing to conduct our business, but it's important that we all do things in a very responsible fashion. I do want to add something else with respect, because we're telling people to wash their hands, okay? And it's very difficult to do that, for example, especially for those individuals who may have gotten behind on their water bills and run the risk of disconnects. Well, the City of Houston is not going to be disconnecting anybody's water, whether it's individuals or businesses, through the end of April. Now, let me be very clear. We're not forgiving your water bill, okay? We're just not going to disconnect your water. Because if we are telling you to wash your hands, okay, whether you're living in someone's home or whether you're a business, we want you to have the ability to wash your hands. So through the end of April, we are not going to disconnect people's water bills. You will still owe it, but we're not going to disconnect. It's just the situation is too important that we think we need to put that in place. And then, as was done through previous storms, when the community just stepped up or the organization stepped up to help, just today was having lunch at the restaurant in Asia Town with the Asia Chamber of Commerce, and they announced just today that they will be donating 20,000 masks to us, Judge, to assist with our first responders and others, Dr. Persse, Dr. Shah. So that's 20,000. And the point, just over the weekend, through our own inventory, we advanced 10,000 masks to the medical center. And then just today, the Asia Chamber of Commerce has stepped up, and they are donating 20,000 masks so that we can protect, again, our first responders and healthcare providers. Those are the sort of organizations and people that we have in this city. And quite frankly, that's the way we're going to get through this. The burden is not falling on any one person or entity, but all of us working together in a collective manner, being responsible, we will get through this. And then tomorrow, I know I'm going to be meeting with some of the leaders in the faith-based community as we move forward. Because when we're going to do all that we need to do, but prayer still works. And so, but together, I know Judge and Judge Hidalgo and Judge K.P. George and others that we will we'll get on the other side of this thing if we work together. So thanks, Judge.